Hey guys, welcome back to the channel Smart Money Moves. Today we're going to be going over a few things basically happening in the market, where we could see the market itself going, why things are happening, and what potentially is in the works for XRP, how things are moving with it, what companies are adopting it, and what one analyst says that we might see in the near future here. I'm going to go ahead and get into it here. All right. What I want to go ahead and start off with here is clear value tax. This just has to do with the housing market. Obviously, it plays a big role in the stock market and the overall financial market, but it's not the end all be all. Obviously, a few things have to go ahead and come tumbling down in order for the entire market to come tumbling down. But here's why we might actually see a flip on the housing market. I know a lot of people were skeptical as far as like, oh, we might see a big crash. There might be the next recession. Things are going crazy. And then some people expected a small little retracement, up 10 to 30%. That's not huge, and that's nothing to worry about. I still think we're actually in that range of retracement as far as, a 10 to 30. I think more like 10 to 20. We've already come down a little bit from the peak, but now we're starting to see it pick back up again. And what I love about this channel is he goes into depth. He does his own research. He's a very able individual in this market, and what he looks at he's incredibly smart. And I really appreciate his input. So I'm just going to go ahead and play a clip from him, just so you can kind of see why we might actually see a bounce, why we're already in the bounce and starting to head back up, and what we could see in the future here.
Biggest reason why people don't want to sell their homes right now is because of their mortgage interest rates. People feel like they're locked in, and I'll explain that. I want you to see this. So this chart shows the interest rates on current mortgages. Right now, the 30-year fixed mortgage interest rate is around 7%. However, 92% of homeowners with mortgages have an interest rate of 6% or less. An interest rate of 5% or less, 82%. An interest rate of 4% or less, 62%. An interest rate of 3% or less, 23%. So listen, those are the stats. 62% of mortgage holders have an interest rate of 4% or lower. So that is probably a lot of people watching this video right now. So why would someone with a mortgage interest rate of 4% want to sell their home right now, lose money on commission, go through the stress of moving and borrow money at 7% to look for a home in a market where there's slim pickings? Remember that there's a lack of inventory. So you wouldn't put yourself through that torture unless you really had to, unless it was necessary. And they're coining the situation as the lock-in effect. So people are feeling locked in to their low interest rates and they don't want to sell their home right now. And there are less sellers, and this is translating to less supply. So this is not a good ingredient for a housing market crash. And if you think, okay, Brian, but if interest rates fall.
So I think that just obviously goes ahead and sums it up to, we still have a strong housing market bottom. I think we as far as how far we've come down from the peak, it's a solid bottom, and I agree. I know I have a few friends that have a rate that's ridiculous in the 2% range. And yeah, who would want to sell that and get into a home that's basically doubled? And now you're at 7%. They have an amazing mortgage. So yeah, I could see why people wouldn't want to sell, why they might even want to rent their home out and go ahead and rent another place. They don't have to put it down. They can just rent and make money off of their home. So we have a strong market there. And so I don't see it contributing to any type of market crash. I'm going to go ahead and get into basically XRP now, moving forward, and what the market can see. Let's go ahead, and I have a few things pulled up here. Actually, one of the first things I want to show you is from Blockchain Backer. He's an amazing analyst, and something that he saw on the weekly moving average is that XRP is starting to decouple from the altcoin and cryptocurrency markets. I mean, altcoin is in the cryptocurrency market, but they're kind of separate just because, obviously Bitcoin's its own thing. Anyways, If we go ahead and look here on the weekly moving average for XRP versus the altcoin market, the altcoin market has taken a huge dive against XRP. We are coming back up here, and I think this is obviously when XRP gets a little weaker, which if we come over here and we look in, we see that XRP has been a little bit weak lately. Not necessarily weak. I mean, yes, weak in the moment, but not in the entire trend, as we can see. We still have one supporting bottom, two supporting bottoms, three supporting bottoms for it to break, and then all hell breaks loose, and we can be like, crap, maybe XRP wasn't the right choice. But we have quite a bit of support, and then over here as well, we would definitely have a rejection against that weekly moving average, which the rejection downward would be good for XRP and bad for the altcoin market, which doesn't not necessarily bad for the altcoin market, but against the altcoin market, where it might be stagnant, move sideways, or even go down a little bit. XRP might actually continue to gain momentum. We might see another bottom out here, which would be great for XRP. So I think that's fantastic. Thank you, blockchain backer, for going ahead and seeing that and posting that, just so we can all go ahead and keep track there. I did want to go ahead and bring up a few different things on XRP as well. Here we are. XRP spikes above Ethereum in daily transactions. We did see that, I think it was last week, with XRP spiking above, or 2 weeks ago, XRP spiking above Bitcoin's transactions. It had a lot more transactions than Bitcoin had, and Bitcoin's massive, so that's obviously huge. I think it took a dip below, but now it's above Ethereum. And if you go back into basically, let me see here, if you go back into the rankings of these cryptocurrencies, XRP's 5 right now. And for it to have more transactions than Bitcoin 2 weeks ago, and now more transactions in Ethereum, I mean, it's definitely top 3. It's definitely top 3. So can we see a ton more money come in, a lot more transactions coming in? Yes. Yes, we can. Why? XRP now accepted as payment method across hundreds of stores worldwide. We have this on the cryptobasic.com. I mean, you can go ahead and pull this page up, read through the article. It just explains how a lot of different businesses and corporations are adopting XRP for settlement. It's getting integrated into the market day after day after day, into more and more stores, more and more corporations, more and more countries. Is it going to slow down? Hell no. It's only gonna pick up. So let me go ahead and come back over here. So we have an analyst over here. XRP finally about to break the 5-year downtrend. Expert projects 1,480% rally to $10. And what I think is interesting about this, he has his own chart drawn out here, as you can see. Let's go ahead and pull it up. He doesn't really have much as far as projection. He does explain a little bit on why it might go to 10. I think it's interesting that he said 10 though, because that's actually where I have mine at $10. The magic number. It is a psychological number, not round numbers, but basically whole numbers. $1, $5, $10, $20, $50, $100. That's all in people's minds. When it reaches that point, everyone's going to want to sell. Not necessarily everyone. There will be a few who hold on. But basically, that's a number that psychologically people are looking out for. So it rising to that number would make sense, because not a lot of people would want to be selling beforehand. They'd be waiting for it to hit that number before they get out of the market. The reason I have that, I'll go ahead and pull it up here on my projection. Right here. This is where I have it before we see a retracement. Right here is at 9. Well, let's go to the actual top there. $9.83, $10 pretty much. I have that at $9.83. Why do I have this projection? Where does this even come in? Who am I that I'm even going to put this in here? This is from our previous run back in 2016. This is the exact movement of the previous run, of the previous bull run in 2016. And obviously this is during the same bull run. I mean, this is always, these lines represent the bull run of Bitcoin. Right around here is where the halving was. In this area is where the halving was, usually about a month to a few weeks before the actual takeoff of Bitcoin. And this is on, I guess, not the previous, but the run before that. And then in here, the reason it didn't take off like crazy, why? SEC. Anyways, the whole trial that went against XRP. This is the run when it had its normal run, and there was no one was skeptical about it. And now we have clarity. Now we have clarity in the market for XRP alone. That's the only cryptocurrency that has clarity. The SEC, for some reason, never goes after Bitcoin. I wonder why. But anyways, yeah, obviously Bitcoin's going nowhere, and now XRP is going nowhere. Now that we have clarity in this next bull run, could we see some type of bull run just like this? Yes. And this was with no adoption. This wasn't with countries all over the world adopting it, or companies all over the world adopting it for settlement. Now we have that. Could there be the same type of run? Hell yes. Could it be a better run? Yes. Could it be a not as great a run? Yeah, that is everything's a possibility. But as far as things, as far as XRP having more clarity in the market, more things going for it, more countries and companies adopting it, more things basically saying, hey, this is going to be used. This has great utility value in the financial markets. We have all of that now. So a run like this is completely possible and probable. And if you lay that over today's markets, I mean, yeah, it's completely possible. We could definitely see a top at 10. Obviously, a retracement. Usually it's around the 0.618 area. It dipping down here scares a lot of people, but it's possible. It's definitely possible. And that'd be a fantastic area to get back in. But anyways, yeah, we could definitely see a run up to $10 and then it take off from there. I'm not going to get into that. But that's the run from the previous run laid over today's chart. We could definitely see $10, if not a ton higher. So I just want to go ahead and say that, just that it's decoupling from the cryptocurrency market. Something else I wanted to bring up was something that Coach JV brought up as far as the Russians. The Russians are starting to go ahead and raise interest rates. Why? They're fighting inflation as well. Where's BlackRock investing? In China, and they just turned on their printing machine. We can get into that later. But right here as well, Wall Street suddenly appears confident America will avoid a recession. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot more plays into that. Let's go ahead and get into that article later. But we just went ahead and went over why the housing market is not going to contribute to a downfall in the markets. European Central Bank hikes interest rates to highest level in 22 years. Fighting inflation. There is not going to be a recession. There might be a pullback. Normal, once again, 10, 20%, nothing crazy. A recession is going to be in the 50 to 80% range. That's when all hell breaks loose and everyone's freaking out. So no, do I think that this time around we're going to be seeing some type of crazy downfall in the markets and everyone's running for the hills? No, I think we've seen the bottom, and we might be retesting the bottom soon, or we might just be heading on up, but I don't think we're going to be heading any farther down. I don't think than our previous lows. I don't think we're going to be heading any farther down. I think it's only up from here, and only clear skies and sunshine. I think we're heading on up. XRP is holding its spot, and the fact that it's competing with Bitcoin and Ethereum in transactions, I mean, I think we all know where XRP belongs. All of us know it. And this market cap compared to this market cap, appreciation in value, I think we can all see it. Well, that's my little recap for the week so far. I know it is Wednesday, hump day. So thank you guys for watching, and remember to subscribe, and you guys have a great day.